Like in fact, when I thought about my whole life, I thought about how almost every single good thing that happened to me financially or otherwise usually came off the back of a really traumatic experience. In fact, my whole career was built off of when I was 28 years old and had the absolute worst year of my life. I was so depressed. I was so depressed, right? And for about 3 months or something, right? I don't stay in that state because I'm very conscious about it. I'm like, no, we ain't doing this, right? So I started exercising and stuff, but still though, right? It was tough, right? So I started thinking about things like Tierra KJ Williams. She does something called story selling, and she's a great storyteller out of Hollywood. And I brought her in here before, and she's a great woman. And one thing that she talked about is the heroes, what they call the hero's story or the hero's journey. And in the hero's journey, that's like the foundation of most storytelling. What it does is it's like everything's going fine, and then one day something really horrible happens, and then the person goes through this growth process that results from how they're responding to this sudden and horrific tragedy, right? So one minute the world is ending, and then you start repiecing the world together, and you're doing your own version of the Marshall Plan, where you're rebuilding the world in an image that's actually better than what you had before, right? Like, for example, most of the superheroes, like whether you're talking about Spider-Man or the Incredible Hulk or anybody else, if you read their origin story, it usually starts with something terrible. Like, I was the janitor at a nuclear power plant, and one day I was cleaning off the reactor inside the core, and the door locked, and then suddenly the machine turned on, and it disintegrated me into a molecular blob so I became a green blob that just, I turned into fluid because I melted because it was so hot. But then I came back together and I became, some type of superhero, right? I became, the green blob or whatever, right? So usually superhero stories have something terrible that where something better is being rebuilt.